Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. Always so fresh and delicious. Plus superior nutrition like 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Cash flow crunch? OnDeck's small business line of credit gives your business immediate access to funds up to $200,000 right when you need it. Cover seasonal dips, manage payroll, restock inventory, or tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and control over repayment, get funded quickly and confidently. Apply today at OnDeck.com. Funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
For exclusive podcasts and more, sign up at patreon.com/partnersincrimemedia.
This week's Law & Order Marathon winner is Alyssa Falcone, all the way from Milano, Italy. Alyssa will get a marathon decal showing she watched 26.2 hours of her favorite crime show. To be next week's winner, sign up at lawandorderpodcast.com.
I'm Kevin Flynn with Rebecca Lavoie and Meredith Constant. And these are their stories.
You think you know who did it, but you don't know who did it. Law and order, law and order, law and order. It's no ordinary police procedural, baby. It's the FNOG of police procedurals, baby. Law and order, law and order, law and order, law and order. These are their stories, these are their stories.
Welcome to These Are the Stories, the podcast about network TV's most enduring crime franchise and the real-life cases that inspired their shows. I'm Kevin Flynn. Each podcast will break down an episode from either Criminal Intent, SVU, or Original Recipe. And today we're looking at The Mothership, Season 4, Episode 3, Discord.
I had a hell of a time explaining what that girl was doing in his room after midnight.
But does the 70-year-old mugging victim have to explain why he was riding alone on the subway at night?
Oh, well, it'll make our job easier.
Of course it would. We wouldn't have any more victims.
I don't want regret prosecuted this rape.
Joining me to do just that is true crime author and host of Crime Writers on and Netflix's You Can't Make This Up podcast, Rebecca Lavoie. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello, Kevin.
And rounding out our panel is our special guest from the Off With Their Headlines podcast. It's Meredith Constant. Hello, Meredith.
Hello.
So your bailiwick is covering the royal family. And I don't want to get too much into like the William and Harry thing, but I do have to ask.
Yes.
Which one of King Charles' 5 grandchildren is the shittiest?
God, why are you doing this to me? Royalist Twitter is
Louis. It's a Louis.
Is worse.
It's a Louis.
Listen, poor Louis. He is a child that just has a lot of eccentricity and probably needs a lot of breaks from public and stuff like that.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
I mean, I do.
So I got to ask, if Olivia Benson arrested someone, I don't know, named Andrew Prince, would NBC get a sternly written letter from the palace?
Oh, without a doubt. That would be buried. There would be threats against having any other interviews. Someone would be paid off. Yeah, it's not good.
So, Meredith, of all the franchises, which 2 cops are your favorite Law & Order detective team?
Favorite Law and Order detective team.
Okay, so I have to go. I'm going Original Recipe here. I have to go Lenny Briscoe and Ray Curtis.
Ooh.
Good pick.
It's a very good pick. People like that.
They have great chemistry. Really, do Jerry Orbach, do Lumiere with anyone, and I'm happy, okay? I love him with Chris Noth. Benjamin Bratt, though, he was so fine in Miss Congeniality. And I was a middle schooler in Heat. So he is definitely my guy.
Amazing.
And who's your favorite prosecutorial team?
Favorite Law and Order District Attorney Prosecutorial Team.
So for a very, very, very vapid reason, it's Casey Novak from Law and Order SVU.
Okay.
She takes no prisoners, but she also had red hair. And I desperately wanted red hair in high school, and I dyed it myself at home. And I learned very quickly, you can't just go red with box dye over brunette hair.
Same girl.
I look like a ghost.
Same girl. You get purple or you get orange. Like, it's bad.
I went maroon, red. Yeah. And I went to my mom and said, I just want to look like Deborah Messing. And she goes, honey, Deborah Messing has highlights. She's got a different skin tone. Why did you do this?
And she's rich.
We are not.
Yeah, she can afford a nicer box of color.
I'm not meant to be a redhead, I learned. Clarence, sorry, I hope they're not a sponsor. Didn't help.
All right, now let's take a look at the first half of this episode, Law & Order Season 4, Episode 3, Discord. After daring to make a scene at a hotel bar, college student Julia Wood calls the police and heads to the hospital, claiming to have been raped by a famous musician.
She says it was rape.
And you're not buying it?
She's definitely upset. Rape? My mother told me that ladies don't go to rock stars' hotel suites after midnight.
Want to give me a hint?
She claims it was C-Square.
The victim tells detectives Mike Logan and Lenny Briscoe that she went to the hotel room of Clarence Carmichael, also known as heavy metal rock star C-Square, who made a promise to take her dancing. C-Square says Julia came to the hotel room because she wanted to get Garfunkeled, and now she's just looking for a payout.
What?
Garfunkel.
Whoa. Okay.
Logan and Briscoe can't figure out whether to believe Julia, someone who dared go to a rock star's hotel room late at night in a silk blouse and not scream out while being raped. They learned C-Square had the same call girl come to his hotel every night except that one. And while the musician promised to take Julia dancing, Mike and Lenny discovered he sent his limo driver home early. They locate C-Square's previous manager, who says a fan claimed he raped her after a concert. She said she got lured back to his hotel room, too, and was later paid $10,000 for the, quote, misunderstanding. It shows enough predisposition that Lieutenant Anita Van Buren gives them the okay to arrest the rock star for rape. All right, so we start in this hotel bar with two out-of-town businessmen who say hotels make them horny.
I love hotels. They make me horny.
I had to pause, rewind, put on closed captionings, just because I said, did he just say hotels, the buildings, make him horny? And he does say it. I love hotels. They make me horny. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but saying that hotels make you horny is like saying a toilet makes you want to shit. Don't blame the hotel.
Okay, fair.
You brought the horny.
Uh-huh.
You brought the horny
and
with
Julia's
you.
like still walking around in the bar with her blouse, like wide open, Jussie Smollett style, like, oh, this happened to me. And then she throws the drinks in the guy's face and gets escorted to the principal's office, where she's told, there's no reason to get violent.
This was delightful.
Don't do your business here, Missy.
I'm obsessed with the fact that they talk about what a tart she was, dressed in a sensible white blouse and slacks with a little bit of décolletage showing. I mean, wild stuff. Mm-hmm. Wild.
Yeah.
Blouses make them horny too.
Yeah. Well, the hotel manager accuses her of being a whore, and it won't be the last time it happens to her in this episode.
This was fun.
He just uses the word. Yeah.
This was great.
So newly arrived Lieutenant Anita Van Buren brings a tape of C-Square's latest music video. Now, the rock star is grinding and thrashing like a hooked marlin. It reminded me kind of Elizabeth Berkley's swimming pool orgasm in Showgirls. It was so bad.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Okay, I watched this and I said, why is Wish version Gordon Ramsay gyrating in this VCR on this tape?
With a lot of jewelry on.
There's a lot of jewelry on, yeah. He's in a hairband, C-Square. So here are the lyrics to the song that he was getting his grind on. One more time on the kitchen floor. Your tank's on empty, but I want more. I get what I want. It's a one-way trip. You ain't my lady. You my bitch.
It's catchy. I'm not going to lie.
Great lyrics. Early Cole Porter.
Okay. So what? Being Harry gets him 25 to life?
Just thinking maybe he puts his monkey where his mouth is.
This episode was written by Michael Chernichin, who says that he got to write the song and that this was his, quote, proudest moment.
Nice.
It's pretty sad, man.
Has he written any other song before or after? Is that his only song credit?
Fortunately, this is it.
He didn't write the Riverdance music for the Riverdance episode with the violinists, the sexy lady violinists.
I can tell you, whenever Law & Order tries to do art, especially performance art, it's just like really bad.
So bad. It is possible to write a sexy song about having sex on the kitchen floor without it being this. Just like cue up Partition by Beyonce, man. Like this song was bad. This is not the kitchen floor I want to roll around on. Just saying.
These were almost worse than the lyrics to Diana the Musical. And that's a really hard one to surpass.
Hard bar to beat.
Thrilla in Manila with Diana and Camilla. True story.
Oh my God.
I'm not happy about that.
Yeah.
So when they interviewed Julia, she said that C-Squared came to her dorm room late at night and asked if she wanted to go to the hotel room where the president stayed. And peed all over the bed, I'm sure.
Oh my God, Kevin.
Which president? We're in 93, right?
Yeah, we're 93. It was very prescient, though. You know, it's like...
It was HW.
Yeah, right?
Gotta
It
have
was
a
HW.
PP tape. Yeah, it's HW. Yeah, exactly.
Vomiting on foreign leaders and...
I mean, does she actually think the presidential suite means the president stayed there?
I mean, I don't know. This is 94. Clinton's in office, so maybe the hotel does make him horny.
Fair.
It could just be that hotel. So the detectives are hung up on why she was wearing the silk blouse, you know, while she's doing her homework at night. Like, oh, who gets dressed up to do their midnight homework, right? And why she agreed to go to this hotel room and she didn't leave, and why she didn't scream, and why she went straight to the bar. And they say, we believe you. No, you don't.
Yeah, this episode, I swear to God, this is why they needed SVU. I watched this episode and I'm like, you need SVU. You need SVU. Like, did SVU, the actual real life unit, not exist in 93 or something? Because...
it did, but, you know, you got to have Logan and Briscoe. Yeah.
This was horrible.
This is like on an SVU episode when, like, Rollins is having a bad day. She says this kind of shit and it's like, oh! But this was just like par for the course, I guess.
Even the nurse was like, my mother always said, you don't go to Rockstar hotel suites after midnight. Wow, can we victim blame anymore? I have to say, though, my one issue thematically with the episode is they bring up the fact it's a $100 blouse. And I'm like, a college kid has a $100 blouse. And then you realize her daddy has money. So the idea that they keep going that she wants this huge payout, it's like she's clearly already wealthy. Who has a $100 blouse as a college kid? French silk? Who's buying French silk?
In 1993.
93? Give me a break.
You know that nobody at Hudson University can afford that blouse.
We are Hudson, where the bad guys go to school.
So they learned that C-Square had the same woman come to his hotel room and visit her every night for the week. We learned that she's a sex worker. But the mystery, there was one night where she didn't, and that's the night where the rape happened. So they're trying to figure out, okay, sort of which came first here. And this appears to be the era in New York City when people are at home and they drink their coffee in cups and saucers still. Very petite. You wouldn't want to leave a ring on the coffee table. But she's got a great line about, she gets asked by Logan whether he kissed her on the cheek.
We found out that you spent 6 of the last 7 nights at his apartment.
Then I'm sure you know exactly where it was that he kissed me, and exactly what of mine you can kiss.
I think that's a pretty dirty line.
And yet she still gets called a tall drink of water afterwards.
It is so wild, some of the back and forth, the conversations these people are having with each other and the one-liners. It's so good. I think later the ex-wife is like, yeah, he laid it on like molasses. Really? Is that necessary?
Logan literally said, I wonder if she takes charge cards, as if he planned to go back later and have sex with her.
Also, why was she meeting these people in a negligee and her like matching blue
Because she's a
robe?
whore. Because she's a whore.
They had to really like drive it home. Just in case you were wondering, this woman's a hoe.
Yeah. Right. So there's that line about, you know exactly where he kissed me. And I'm guessing if that is where he kissed you, I can understand why you kept going back all week. All right, we have a couple of Hey, It's That Guys.
Hey, it's that guy.
Who is playing Clarence C-Square Carmichael?
I write what sells, man. Doesn't mean I live it, okay? Okay. Last night, little Miss College dressed up like that. I guess I was wrong.
That's Sebastian Roche, otherwise known as my favorite villain from General Hospital, Jerry Jacks.
Oh, not quite. That's Sebastian Roche.
Oh, stop it.
He has the E and the little
That's true.
accent above it.
He does speak like 5
he's
languages.
French.
Yeah.
He's French.
And he looks like Gordon Ramsay, especially as he's gotten older.
He's had creepy recurring roles in Supernatural, Man in the High Castle, The Originals, Criminal Minds, and 1923. But as Rebecca says, he's best known as the, quote, demon from down under, Jerry Jacks on General Hospital.
The best. My favorite villain of all time.
I keep calling him C-Suite, and I know that's not it.
C-Suite.
Which is really funny. If he goes corporate, he'll be C-Suite.
He's in charge of all the music.
Why did they call his band The Demon from Down Under? That would have been a good name.
Oh.
C-Square?
Yeah, that would have been a nice C-Square, because there's 2 C's. All right, so he's had 3 Law & Order Universe appearances. He is a repeat offender.
Repeat offender.
We covered him in SVU, A Credo, where he played the head of a sex cult that branded the ladies.
Oh, the one about Nexium.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm sorry, not his ladies. I mean his bitches.
Because they ain't ladies.
They ain't ladies. So fun fact, he lived with his parents and 2 brothers on a sailboat between the ages of 12 and 18.
Huh.
So that means he was never able to masturbate between the ages of 12 and 18.
At least not by himself.
If there's a will, there's a way. You know teenage boys.
I need to go check the rigging.
That's right.
If you know what I mean.
What are you doing up there in the crow's nest? Come down here.
I got to go to the poop deck.
The poop deck.
Sorry.
We have a swab the deck, I guess, is a new meaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a, hey, it's that girl.
Hey, it's that girl.
Who is that setting feminism back 40 years as defense attorney Professor Adele Diamond?
Oh, Phyllis Schlafly.
Phyllis Schlafly?
I'm just kidding. But this woman would have pushed to vote against the ERA. Like, there's no way.
100%.
I don't know who she is, though.
Well, the actress is the late Cynthia Harris.
She went up to Mr. Carmichael's room. She unbuttoned her blouse and showed a bit of cleavage. Well, what was he supposed to think? Well, exactly what you must be thinking, that she wanted it as much, if not more, than he did.
She's best remembered as Paul Reiser's mother on Mad About You.
Oh.
Now, in radio and television, she was Mrs. B, the face of Bradley's department stores.
Nice, Bradley's.
Do you remember that?
100% Bradley's. There was one in Keene, New Hampshire when I lived there.
Yeah. She starred...
2 E's, by the way. Bradley's.
Bradley's.
Okay.
Yeah, she starred in the 1973 Swingers sex farce, I Could Never Have Sex with Any Man Who Had So Little Regard for My Husband.
Oh.
That's a long title. Nice. That's a Daily Mail kind of title. It's a whole paragraph.
Yeah. And she was in the obvious sequel, Okay, Fine, But Don't Tell Your Wife Because We Go to the Same Racket Club.
Oh.
No, I just made that up for fuck's sake.
I thought it was good.
Come on.
It was really good.
Thank you. Well, maybe it's time to bring that back. Did you recognize the actress playing Patty, one of Julia's friends from campus?
Oh, it wasn't obnoxious or anything. We were at a table for 4, and he kind of invited himself to join us.
I loved the casting of these girls. They actually looked super 90s.
Yes.
Which, like, is hard to do. Like, usually on these shows, they just, like, they're just, actors. So they look a little different than the trend. They look a little better. But these girls were so 90s. No contouring, nothing. I loved it.
It was so good.
So that's Karen Graves. She's best known for playing Mary Warren in the 1996 version of The Crucible.
Oh.
So just so you know, America, that's what an actual witch hunt is.
Ah.
Mary was John Proctor's servant who joined the other girls accusing people of being witches, even though she knows they're faking, and she's going to say so at the witch trial, but instead gives in to the pressure and accuses Proctor of being a witch. So she's someone who lets her fear override her morality and knows better, but is willing to lie to watch society be destroyed rather than speak the truth. Or, in other words, Marco Rubio.
And she also crinkles a water bottle. It's very weird when she speaks.
Yeah.
It was a weird choice in The Crucible.
Was that the version of The Crucible with Winona Ryder and Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was the one. And I don't know if you remember this, but a Scarlet Letter came out before that movie came out, and it starred Demi Moore, and it was so bad. And there was a story in one of the reviews for The Crucible that the cast of The Crucible went to see the Scarlet Letter while they were filming The Crucible and laughed the entire time.
Oh, boy.
Isn't that so mean?
That is so cruel.
That's bitchy.
That's like high school theater when you go to watch a competing theater's show. And you're like, we can't talk shit yet. It's the 1 mile rule. But you're sitting there talking mad smack about the lead actress.
So who is playing C-Square's limo driver?
My man's in for the night, so I figure, what the hell? I'm not tired. Plenty of time to pick up some fares. That's a no-no around here.
His name is Sam Fontana. He was primarily a voice actor who in the 1980s did the English versions of Japanese cartoons. He was Ace Goodhart, head of G-Force, Guardians of Space.
Yes, I remember G-Force.
Yeah, Rebecca did.
Yeah, that was one of those cartoons. It's like there were so many weird cartoons, and Meredith, I think you're a little too young for this. We had all these Japanese cartoons on TV when we were kids that we had no idea were Japanese cartoons. We just thought they were cartoons like made in the USA very cheaply. And G-Force was one. Voltron was one. It was incredible.
So it's just to bring you up to date on G-Force, Meredith, Ace, Dirk, Agatha, Hootie, and Pee-wee fought the evil Galactor.
Pee-wee?
Now, Pee-wee was... I don't know if that's a direct translation. I think that's Hootie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They had 60-something episodes. 13 were only 13 ever aired in the U.S. Yeah, but remember now G-Force is not to be confused with Voltron, which in order to assemble one giant robot, the heroes ram into each other in different combinations. Or, in other words, Lindsey Graham.
Oh,
what?
Kevin.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. But boom. Okay.
Don't talk smack about Lady G.
Lady G. Okay, tell me the name of the actor playing Bobby Finberg, C-Square's previous manager.
It was about 6 months after Clarence left me. He comes in here. He's in trouble, see, so he comes back to me. Some girl in Passaic accused him of some very nasty things.
No idea?
No idea.
Of course not, but his name is Ted Bloomberg. 2 Law and Order appearances. He actually is a lawyer who worked at the New York DA's office.
Wow.
Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Did you know that the woman who plays Julia Wood also goes on to become an attorney, and she went to Harvard?
What?
Yes. I did my homework.
Wow. Incredible. Yes, but we don't know who any of these people are.
Well, this guy still, Ted Bloomberg is still a practicing lawyer. He specializes in entertainment and employment law. Many of his cases are confidential, but he once represented a TV host, an unnamed TV host, accused of sexual harassment, and won that case because in real life and on TV, why would you ever believe a woman?
Oh, yeah. True.
He once sued the city of New York on behalf of a relative who tripped and was injured by an uneven manhole cover. The judge dismissed the case because he failed to prove the city knew or should have known about the hazard. I understand why you'd sue the city over a manhole cover, but I always thought the big money was in those sidewalk piano movers.
Every time.
Ooh,
The
watch out for that
Steinway
one.
always is going to get you.
No, it's hard to walk away from that one. So did you recognize the desk clerk at the hotel?
That one I know. Yes. Go ahead.
Dang it. I was so excited. I don't know his name, but he was in House of Cards.
Yes. He was Tom, the newspaper editor of the fake Washington Post that wasn't the Washington Post. It was like the Washington Herald or some shit in House of Cards.
Page or something.
And how accommodating was the girl?
Like a cat after 5 courses of canary. Happy she made the short list.
Yeah, his name is Boris MacGyver. You're right. He was Tom Hammerschmidt in House of Cards. He was the newspaper editor who investigated Frank Underwood for the deaths of Zoe Barnes and Peter Russo. And he was assassinated by...
Yeah, and so was Zoe Barnes, by the way, pushed in front of a damn train.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Cold as ice.
How do you not get caught on camera? Like you're the vice president and you just threw somebody in front of a subway and you just happen to know what the blind spot in the video surveillance system is?
A couple of years ago, I would say this is improbable, but given where we are right now, it's totally plausible.
That's what I was going to say. This is such a time capsule, that era of House of Cards. Sorry to go off topic, because journalism was important and was not owned by Jeff Bezos. And Tom, the editor, Tom Hammerschmidt or whatever his name was, he was like, I will hold the journalism line. I will protect my people. We'll be fearless. We'll write about the president. Now it's just like, no. No, go shopping on Amazon.
I don't want to get thrown in front of a train. So Boris MacGyver, his father was John MacGyver, a pretty familiar-looking bald actor from the 50s and 60s. Rebecca, he was Senator Jordan in the Manchurian.
In the Manchurian Candidate. Yes.
Yeah, he was also the Tiffany salesman in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes.
So, Boris grew up in an 1831 Baptist church with his 9 siblings.
Wow.
So this means he also was never able to masturbate between the ages of 12 and 18.
On a boat.
Again, I have to say, have you met teenage boys?
So, who is that playing Tina McCartney, the rock and roll, probably a lesbian?
Right after the first break, one of the roadies slips me a note. C-Square wants to buy me dinner after the show.
That's Amy Korb. She'll later return to the universe of Law & Order playing Pamela Stone, the schizophrenic daughter of Ben Stone and sister of Peter Stone in SVU that season. You remember that?
Yes, the one who was allowed to sit in front of a fireplace at the mental institution and who later, I believe, died, right?
Yeah, first of all, Meredith, I don't know if you saw season 19 of SVU.
Horrible season.
But Yeah, she's in a psychiatric institution that looks like a ski lodge.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? It's a big roaring fireplace. I don't know which one of the orderlies is like still putting, chopped wood on the fire for her benefit. But anyway, it's a very nice place to go. Thanks, Obama.
Is that like Chekhov's fireplace instead of Chekhov's gun? Was that kind of it?
It felt that way. It certainly felt that way.
Yeah, so in order to get Peter Stone to drop charges against him, gang leader Diego Diaz and his men break into the psychiatric hospital and kill all the, quote, guards, Hannibal Lecter style, just so that they can kidnap Pamela. Mm-hmm. And then there's this standoff, and she escapes and runs to Peter, but gets shot, and then falls into his arms. And just before she dies, she looks at Peter, and everyone in America says, I wish it would have been you. The guys might have a hard time believing her, but their new lieutenant, Anita Van Buren, doesn't.
Okay, give her a lift home.
We dropping it?
No.
What, did she slip you a note in code?
Shut your eyes and want it to be over? That girl was raped.
So at one point, Logan and Briscoe talk about the lady lieutenant. Mm-hmm. And there's this deleted scene in which they talk about how much they miss Cragen. And we're starting season 4. We're just past the point where NBC's Warren Littlefield told Dick Wolf if he wanted a season 4 of Law & Order, he had to put some women in the cast. And it was one of these terrible DEI decisions that ruined the show. And wait, no! It ended up making Dick Wolf $1 billion. So, suck it, Ben Shapiro.
And AVB is an incredible character. And Cragen came back. He was fine.
They're all fine. Look, there is a line that did not age well.
Lines that do not age well.
As Logan and Van Buren talk about whether C-Squared got too eager.
Sounds like he was a little eager.
I'm trying awfully hard to be politically correct, but I've been eager myself. It's no crime.
If you don't take no for an answer, it is.
Actor Chris Noth got to say, I've been eager myself. It's no crime.
Right.
Not great given what we know about Chris Noth now.
Yeah. Okay, you might not think it's a crime, but it's definitely a career ender.
And just like that.
He
died on a Peloton.
Yeah, Van Buren says, if you don't take no for an answer, it is a crime. So whether it's in a rock star's hotel room or a West Hollywood jacuzzi, it's just whether or not you're going to get charged.
That's right. And, by the way, the only reason they believe her is not so much they believe her, it's because they don't believe him.
That's exactly what he says.
Yes. Wild.
Yes. Yeah, that's how he gets on board. I still don't believe her.
But I really don't believe him.
I really don't believe him. So I guess I'm stuck.
Were we like just past Year of the Woman, too, in actual real life? And then they're doing this stuff. Wasn't that like 92?
I don't know. Did they ever really have Year of the Woman?
No.
Seem to say that. But
I heard.
I think 1920 was the last Year of the Woman, and that's looking a little
some
shaky.
Women.
Yeah, some women. So they find out from C-Square's previous manager there was this allegation of rape, and they meet music fan Tina McCarthy.
I thought we were gonna eat. He was all over me. He got rough. I kept saying, hey, stop. I don't want to. It didn't make a difference.
That's called rape, Tina.
And she's got like this denim vest and short hair, and she's giving off like all these Indigo Girl vibes.
Totally.
It's so funny.
I'm giving you permission to say that because I don't think anybody would watch this and be like, she's not a lesbian.
Is this because I'm a lesbian?
So the female characters are not helping the cause because she says about going to the hotel room, she says, I thought we were going to eat pizza.
Oh my God. Speaking of the female characters not acting their best, when they go to interview his ex-wife and she's talking about his sexual appetites and stuff.
Yes.
Clarence has got one large sexual appetite.
It then pans back and then she makes her little daughter leave the room.
I lost my mind.
And I'm like, oh my God.
I wrote that down. She's like, you know what? Now it's going too far.
Yes. Yeah. She was talking about fucking her dad right in front of her. She was like a little kid. It's wild. Wild.
What a choice.
But she's been like watching Dad's videos on MTV, so she knows what he's up to.
Like, no, I'm your bitch, Daddy.
She goes to the talent show, and they're like, what are you going to sing? She's like, I'm not a lady, I'm a bitch. And they're like, this is second grade. Okay, we can't do this. Don't you know some Wilson Phillips?
Always so fresh, delicious, and nutritious, Eggland's Best Eggs fuel the body with 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Cash flow crunch? OnDeck's small business line of credit gives your business immediate access to funds up to $200,000 right when you need it. Cover seasonal dips, manage payroll, restock inventory, or tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and control over repayment, get funded quickly and confidently. Apply today at OnDeck.com. Funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
Hi, we're Mochi Health, your long-term weight loss solution. We'll connect you with a board-certified provider to discuss your unique goals. Eligible patients can access custom-formulated GLP-1 medications at an affordable, fixed price, delivered to their door monthly. Take our free eligibility quiz at joinmochi.com and use code AUDIO40 at checkout for $40 off your first month of membership. That's joinmochi.com. Results may vary. Eligible GLP-1 patients typically lose 1 to 2 pounds per week in their first 6 months with Mochi when combined with a healthy lifestyle.
Now let's take a look at the second half of this episode. At the arraignment, newly minted ADA Claire Kincaid learns that Clarence C-Square Carmichael has retained powerful defense attorney and academic Adele Diamond to represent him.
This side of the table's a long way from the doctrine you presented in your Harvard lectures.
Not when your side confuses feminism with destroying a man's life for money and publicity. It's time we turned in our passivity and took more responsibility for our lives. That's the feminism I lecture about now.
The father tells prosecutor Ben Stone that they're being hounded by the press and his daughter doesn't want to testify. District Attorney Adam Schiff says, what the fuck did Julia think was going to happen when she went to that hotel room in the middle of the night? So they send Kincaid to talk her back into testifying. At trial, Julia says no, she didn't scream or call for help, but she said no, and that's rape. On cross-examination, she says she hasn't retained a lawyer to handle any financial offers, but Claire tells Ben that she has, a fact that Claire didn't mention, thinking it wasn't relative to the rape charge. With their lead witness just having perjured herself and C-Square's acquittal all but assured, Stone tells Kincaid she should ask for a reassignment after the trial. C-Square tells jurors that women come to his room all the time to bread his schnitzel, but Stone uses his hypersexual persona and misogynistic lyrics against him. He convinces the jury, who find the musician guilty. Afterwards, Ben changes his mind and offers Claire a second chance.
That's because she wore that big jacket.
So as we were talking about, what's happening in the Law & Order universe here in Season 4, the defenestration of Dan Florek and Richard Brooks was so quick that when Jill Hennessy came on to the show, the scripts for the first 2 episodes listed her character as Robinette.
Oh.
So she's like, who's this Robinette person?
Oh.
And so this is really episode 3. So you can tell this is the first time that the writers have written specifically for Kincaid. And you know that because they keep making a big deal about saying what her name is.
All the time.
Claire Kincaid.
Yes, Miss Kincaid. If you let me finish, Miss,
Kincaid, Claire Kincaid.
It's like a soap opera where they're trying to orient people who've never watched the show before, and they say everyone's name in every scene like 16 times. The interesting thing about this era, and I know we talked about it before, is that Jill Hennessy isn't old enough to have graduated law school yet when she's playing this character, right?
She does look very young.
She's 20 in this. She's 24 years old.
Yeah. Well, she's barely old enough.
6'9".
Yeah.
110 pounds, 120 if you count the shoulder pads. And she is 28 years younger than Michael Moriarty.
Yeah.
But then when Moriarty leaves, she obviously gets paired with Sam Waterston and is only 28 years younger than him.
And they fuck.
Yeah. So,
Wait,
I mean,
how did I miss that?
it was
like,
subtle.
I missed it too. I learned it on this fucking show. I missed it too. And then when you know it, you can't not
What do
see
you
it.
mean it was subtle?
Well, you didn't know.
Right. They never say.
Okay.
They never say it,
They never
but it
yeah.
is happening. And everyone in the show has confirmed that it was in fact supposed to be happening. It was supposed to be subtext.
Yeah.
But then once you know it, you will never be able to watch them again without saying, oh God, they just fucked. Because they always now seem that way. Always.
Towards the end of season 6, which is when Jill Hennessy leaves, and they have the last episode of that season, very famous. It's the one's called Aftershock. It's the one where Claire Kincaid gets killed. That's where it kind of comes out that the person that McCoy is waiting for in this bar is
Claire
Kincaid, and then, they talk later about, it was sort of, they didn't retcon it, but they played it so subtle that the actors didn't believe it.
I thought she didn't believe it, but he did.
The other way around. Sam Waterston just believed that they had a close, friendly, platonic relationship. But Jill Hennessy realized, no, the actors, like, these two are actually having a secret affair. And they sort of start dropping little hints along the way.
Why did they tell that? Why are the actors confused on what their backstory
because she was just method. She's like, I'm definitely
Yeah.
fucking him. I'm going to play it that way. It's wild. It's honestly wild.
So, like, for just the benefit of the doubt, like we said, this is 1994, and we're years away from SVU really opening up, like, the discussion on television about consent, about believing victims. And so they're trying to touch on the issue, and you can't have the argument without characters taking either side, okay? So Schiff's position is, what the fuck were they doing there in the middle of the night? She should have expected it. Thoughts?
No, never. But I also know how different that time period was. I mean, some of it, if you really think about it, again, is so bad, doesn't age well. But some of it, that's actually pretty good conversation around consent. Some characters, at least, are saying the right things and things that are going to come up again and again, and especially during Me Too. So some of it is oddly progressive, but overall, it's not great.
There's a time before we had the discussion, right? Before that was, and this is it. And so there's kind of picking at, around the idea of, okay, like they always say that the Law and Order, the first half is a murder mystery and the second half is a moral mystery. And so they're going into sort of the, what do we do? Do we believe her? These are some bad facts against her. These are some good facts for her. Who wouldn't want to have, C-Square rip your silk blouse open,
I think it's important to understand the time, though, right?
Mhm.
And this is like, I don't want to give like a history lesson, but the early 90s, especially like when Bill Clinton was running for president and then became president, there was this huge anti-feminist wave because Hillary Rodham Clinton defined herself as, she used the word feminist, and all of a sudden, women and girls, including like me in high school, were like, I'm not a feminist. What the actual fuck? Now, of course, where we are today is way worse than that. But that was really the rise of the end of the 20th century sort of anti-feminist movement was at this moment. And the lawyer representing him is super anti-feminist. It's wild.
And she literally says it.
So this is Schiff's analogy about this. He says that when he's watching his grandson.
She told him to stop, Adam.
Yeah, I tell my grandson. Your mother doesn't want you eating any candy, and I leave him alone in a room with a jar full of M&Ms.
Julia Wood is not a piece of candy, Adam.
To Clarence Carmichael, she is.
And my takeaway is, you're a shitty babysitter.
Yeah. His takeaway is actually, I don't want regret prosecuted as rape. The actual fuck.
So many bad takes. It's whiplash because every once in a while you hear something. You're like, yeah, actually, that's pretty good. And then just a second later, Chris Noth is talking about if a prostitute or a lady of the night takes charge cards.
Yes.
By the way, I keep thinking about what's happening when Schiff is like at his daughter's house babysitting the grandkids. Like, don't play with the flashlight in mommy's nightstand drawer.
So put the Green Goblin down.
That's not a massage wand. Wait, do you want to hear my cool SVU connection?
Yeah.
So I grew up in Summit, New Jersey, and one of the executive producers, I think, is a man by the name of David DeClerc. And his daughter was in the same grade as me in high school. And what ended up happening is, and I can't remember the episode, but I have to go back sometime in the mid-2000s, the Summit High School Select Choir, which I was not in, they got to go and be in an episode of Law and Order SVU. They were the choir of students singing, and then they all got to walk out past everyone. So it was very exciting.
Do they get to grind on each other like C-Square?
I don't know if they were singing in a 5-part harmony, You Ain't My Lady, You My Bitch, but I should go back and ask.
Yeah, awesome. So they send Kincaid over to talk to Julia and to testify. And she says, with all the attention, she's been made to feel like a whore.
You don't even believe me.
I do believe you. That's the problem. Julia, if you don't pursue this, he wins. And you'll always feel like a whore.
Good pep talk, Claire.
Yay.
Yay.
I love being a woman.
Yes, and if you grow up, you can be a whore like me in a giant jacket with giant shoulder pads.
You can get even bigger shoulder pads because she did have little baby ones in her French silk blouse. I did know that.
Well, Ben Stone is just famous for, among other things, addressing people as sir or mister. You know, sir, I'll ask the questions around here, sir. And he calls the defendant Mr. C Square.
Julia Wood willingly joined Mr. C Square in his limo.
I loved that so much.
But you can also tell, like, when he's pissed because he addresses Claire as Miss Kincaid.
You have the right to be angry. Okay, I made a mistake, and I'm ready to take the heat for it. But I resent the implication that I breached your trust.
I'm not interested in what you resent, Miss Kincaid. I think it would be wise if you requested a change of assignment immediately after Mr. Carmichael is acquitted.
When someone at work calls you by your last name, you are fucked.
It's bad.
Yep.
You're getting called into the office.
It's bad.
Miss Kincaid. And it's also just another way to reinforce what her name is.
Yes.
In case you forgot, because she's new.
So on the stand, Julia says that she locked herself in the bathroom for 10 minutes. And when she thought the coast was clear, she came out only to find C Square naked. So he sat on the bed, buck naked, and quiet for 10 whole minutes. I'll give him one thing. He's patient.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time to be sitting. When you don't have a phone to like look at, you're just... All right, just anytime you're ready.
This pre-cell phone time is wild.
Yeah. What's also weird is that he's doing like the married guy seduction, which is to think that if he's naked, you'll want him. You know?
Wait a minute, that doesn't work.
Like, look here, I'm naked. Don't you want me?
Don't tell Kevin that.
It's like, no, hon, that's not how it works, babe. Not how
I was
going to
play solitaire by myself in bed and listen to a podcast.
But he's like, check it out. I'm as stiff as a varnished eel.
Call back.
Yeah. By the way, chef's kiss when they make Michael Moriarty recite the lyrics to the song.
A woman's rights are of no consequence. Sex is an entitlement of his stardom. Julia Wood ain't a lady. She a bitch.
No, she a bitch, sir.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's best eggs. Always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition like 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.
Cash flow crunch? OnDeck Small Business Line of Credit gives your business immediate access to funds up to $200,000 right when you need it. Cover seasonal dips, manage payroll, restock inventory, or tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and control over repayment, get funded quickly and confidently. Apply today at OnDeck.com. Funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
Hi, we're Mochi Health, your long-term weight loss solution. We'll connect you with a board-certified provider to discuss your unique goals. Eligible patients can access custom-formulated GLP-1 medications at an affordable, fixed price, delivered to their door monthly. Take our free eligibility quiz at joinmochi.com and use code AUDIO40 at checkout for $40 off your first month of membership. That's joinmochi.com. Results may vary. Eligible GLP-1 patients typically lose 1 to 2 pounds per week in their first 6 months with Mochi when combined with a healthy lifestyle.
All right, let's take a look at the real-life story that inspired this episode. It's time for Rip from the Headlines.
Can't wait.
You think you know who did it. You think you know who did it. But you don't know who did it. You don't know who did it. Rip from the Headlines.
This episode was inspired by the rape case of boxer Mike Tyson. In 1991, the heavyweight champion was in Indianapolis to attend the Miss Black America pageant. Miss Rhode Island, Desiree Washington, said Tyson rang her after midnight, fetched her in a limo, then brought her to his room. The 18-year-old beauty pageant contestant said she rebuffed his proposition for sex, but Tyson threw her on the bed and attacked her. 3 days later, Washington reported the assault to police. Among the witnesses for the prosecution was the female chauffeur who drove Washington home. The driver said Tyson tried to rape her too. The boxer said the sex was consensual, but the jury wasn't having it. He was convicted and faced up to 63 years in prison. The judge sentenced him to just 6 years in an Indiana state penitentiary, and he was released after serving just 3 years. To this day, Mike Tyson maintains his innocence. Because of his conviction, though, he's on the books as a registered Tier 2 sex offender.
Also tried to rape the limo driver, too.
Wild.
All right. So, look, Mike Tyson was young, abused, abandoned, violent, and received positive reinforcement for being physically dominant. Was this behavior foreseeable?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't like to say that it was. No, that's not okay. I mean, just ask any of the millions of people with backgrounds just like his who did not rape anybody.
True. It's true.
Okay, was this before or after he bit the ear off?
This was before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was in the Robin Givens years, right?
Yeah. Which was another very problematic relationship that he was in. And
he was abusive.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was did she have a black eye, or there was some there was
a horrible
implication?
interview together, which like Barbara Walters or whatever. It was horrible, so bad.
Can I make a confession?
Sure.
It might change how you look at me.
Okay, let's have it. We don't have to have you back a second time, so we'll just let it fly.
This was my first and last time. Thank you for having me. So when I was in pre-K, when I was or some sort of nursery school, crunchy nursery school, I bit the ear of a child. And so they nicknamed me Mike Tyson.
Oh.
And listen, I had that over my head, and I have not gone on to be a violent criminal. So I'm just saying.
Did they nickname the other kid Evander Holyfield, though? I mean, that's the real question. Was he like Evander the whole rest of his school career?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know why I had a taste for human flesh, but I guess I did.
Yum.
Well, I mean, like if you go back and do it again, then we'll know.
Trying to get that protein.
So
yeah, I was Atkins diet at that time.
So this was his attorney's defense argument at trials, that Washington should have known that he wanted to have sex because he hit on all other 49 contestants and made lewd remarks. So, Your Honor, everyone knows that they would get raped by my client, therefore he can't be a rapist.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Who invited him to this pageant?
Well, he's
question.
not the only person to hit on every underage person at a pageant. Just saying.
It's true. Yeah, that's happened.
That's happened.
Not going to point fingers, but...
I'm just glad it's never been the president of the United States, because that would be terrible.
That would be
It'd be
awful.
hard to come back
Horrible.
from. Yeah, I mean, if you care. So after leaving prison, Tyson resumed his boxing career and he tried acting. He also starred in his own cartoon series called The Mike Tyson Mysteries. Here's the actual description of the series. In this macabre comedy, retired boxing champion Mike Tyson, his brainy adopted Asian-American daughter, a friendly but wimpy gay gentleman ghost, and a cursed, perverse, mean-spirited talking pigeon solve weird mysteries together.
This cartoon has everything.
It has everything. Where did you watch this? Legit. I know what I'm doing this afternoon.
Well, it did run for 4 seasons on Adult Swim, and it made it to a 4th season, no thanks to Warren Littlefield. Put them ladies in that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, so just hold up. I know we've talked about it on the show because we did the episode, but I do think it's notable that when Mike Tyson had an acting career, he was actually cast as a sympathetic guy on an episode of Law and Order fucking SVU. I am not kidding. Wild.
He was on death row.
Yeah. And we're supposed to feel bad for Mike Tyson, who in real life actually raped somebody and was convicted for it. And they cast him on SVU as someone Olivia Benson is trying to fucking help, if you can believe that shit.
Who was the casting director for this? Who decided that this would be a great idea for a show about sex offenders?
Wild.
I don't know, but somebody who's now working on the Mike Tyson cartoon series, I guess.
If you think I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah, we have to.
Oh, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be sending you guys clips because I know this is right up my alley. I heard a pigeon and I was in.
So Tyson's appellate attorney was Alan Dershowitz.
Of course.
And he appealed to the Indiana Supreme Court, arguing the rape shield law prevented Tyson from presenting evidence about the victim's past accusations of rape. Now, he lost that appellate decision 2-2, with the 5th and deciding justice being Chief Justice Randall Shepard. Why did Justice Shepard recuse himself? Because during the class reunion at Yale Law School, Shepard's wife got into a yelling match with Dershowitz over the Tyson case.
Wow.
Whoa.
And it really stings because the justice said he would have voted to give Tyson a new trial.
Yeah.
Why do the same evil men come up everywhere?
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
That's how we know Dershowitz now, right? But there was a period of time where Dershowitz was seen as like this hero of upholding the Constitution, and he was a great spokesperson for everybody has rights, even the worst among us has rights, and he's not wrong about that. Like he was the appellate lawyer for Klaus von Bülow, for instance, and he got him, off. And so, but we admired him for a really long time. He was a dream team too, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's see here.
Wait, he was on the Olympic dream team?
Yes, he was.
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing.
He could dunk.
I did not have him on the shirt.
That's right.
So in the New York Times, well, I mean, I guess the wife let Dershowitz know that he was an asshole. Dershowitz told the New York Times that Mrs. Shepard was a yenta. He called her a yenta, and then he got on Epstein's plane and flew the fuck off to Fuck Island, right?
Oh, my God.
That's going to do it for us. We want to thank our guest, Meredith Constant. Meredith, where can our listeners follow you online?
Yes, you can follow me pretty much anywhere at Meredith Constant. I'm mainly on TikTok and Instagram. I also have a Substack. It's meredithconstant.substack.com. And you can catch me and my co-host Amanda over on Off With Their Headlines, which is available wherever you get your podcasts. And we have weekly new episodes.
And Rebecca Lavoie, how can our listeners follow you?
Well, you can listen to Crime Writers On, and you can follow me everywhere at Reb Lavoie.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, and Blue Sky. Our newsreader was Cy Frater. Our theme music was composed and performed by Uncanny Valleys. Content assistance from Travis Roy. Lily Flynn handles promotions. All clips in this podcast were used in compliance with the U.S. Copyrights Act Fair Use Exemption for criticism and commentary. Go to lawandorderpodcast.com and sign up for our newsletter for a chance to be our next Law & Order Marathon winner. These Are Their Stories was recorded in Studio C and is a production of Partners in Crime Media.
Partners in Crime Media.
Nothing brings us together like Eggland's Best Eggs. Always so fresh and delicious, plus superior nutrition like 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat compared to ordinary eggs. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com to learn more.